I'll move on to the next one. At Karaoke Mad Dog, when you made fun of Salvatore Bellomo in '83 during a promo, was that at the behest of Vince McMahon since he was in control and wanted to get away from the formula of pushing ethnic wrestlers? I don't have the interview for this one, unfortunately, to refresh your memory, but do you remember the promo?
No, I remember below him. I remember Sal though. He was called the man from Glad. He was always trying to lose. One of these guys, he would never work out real hard, but he's always trying to lose weight. So he'd come to the gym and he'd get a big garbage bag, and he'd cut a hole for the head and the arms and put it under his shirt, and he'd work out trying to sweat. We call him the man from Glad. Sal was a nice guy. My wife loved him. He was always, every time he saw my kids, he'd, hand him a $5 or $10, tip. Sal was nice, but I drove him. He was just fun. I drove him nuts. That wasn't from Vince. That wasn't Vince. I drove him mad in Abu Dhabi or Kuwait one time, just fooling around with him. I guess you're on the road. You're away from your family. He was. I think he was just starting to get married. Just starting to start a family then. So he went. It was smoking some weed, and he thought he wasn't invited or wasn't included. And then, and he felt persecuted or something. So he started teasing him, and he was in Kuwait. He was Tiger Chung Lee, Kim Duck. He was wrestling him, and this was after the whole day. Up until that day, in the tour, he'd been fine, no problem. He thought he'd been included. And this time, he thought we stiffed him and ran away from him. So he went into the match, and he's standing with his hands on his hips, and Kim Duck had nothing to do with anything. He was as far removed from it, and but Sal was mad, and Sal was going to, show him. Well, he's one of these Japanese guys, that came from the, workout in the ring before the matches for 2 hours. They knew, even if Kim Duck was old, he knew his basics, and Sal was never, nobody was ever really afraid of Bellomo, getting stretched by him. So he went and tried to get goofy with Kim Lee, being mad at me and Food, out of being mad at me and Food, and I think Kim Duck slapped him or something, and then went around behind him and tied him down, and then when Backlund was on the tour, because I was world title shots and stuff in Kuwait. So I guess we were separate locker rooms in Kuwait because they were really trying to keep everything kayfabe. So he went, and I guess he went back there and he just threw a fit, throwing chairs and tables and breaking stuff, and to where he fell on the ground. I was just panicking, couldn't get any more. And then he got up and started again, and he left. And I came back, we were eating in the restaurant, and Bobby says, "He almost went that time. He almost went on that You got to know, Bob, it's very serious, very deliberate. He almost did it. He almost went, he threw such a tantrum and and he was mad. I don't know why. I know why. He thought he was getting avoided, or everybody's kayfabing or something. It wasn't the case. He just, got hurt feelings for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a couple of tokes and it would have calmed right down as well. It's a shame he didn't get it.
Yeah. It was in Kuwait too, I had to get all that stuff in there.
I'm glad you mentioned Kim Duck as well, because I just always like to hear about Kim Duck for whatever reason. He just seems like such an oddball who just was there occasionally. But I'll just mention ask this one thing about Salvatore. You were with him in the original Eastern Championship Wrestling before it became Extreme Championship Wrestling, and he decided to take some sort of wacky character change. I don't suppose you remember any of those times where I think he wore a weird suit and the whole bit.
I saw him there. He let his hair grow, and I think he was a heel, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I'd only run into him one time. He was ECW, and he got out got out of the business and was working around Pennsylvania or something at the time, and grown his hair and put on a big, big animal skin jack robe or something. It was.
I'm going to actually try and find the outfit, Salvatore Bellomo ECW, and see if it comes up. Oh no, my internet's not working.
He was a good guy though. Never bothered anybody. I was a dick. I spent too much. Wasn't me though. It was all that time I spent around foods and dynamite. I was basically a good-hearted person. Yeah, right.